Hi, this is Crystal for the full moon spell. The full moon spell tonight is in Capricorn, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is serious energy, to make no mistake about it. You're working with Saturn, you're working with Azrael, you're working with Justia, which is the goddess of justice, and you're also working with Aradia. All of these goddesses or angels or gods are serious. This is about house cleaning. And a lot of people don't like to do these kinds of spells because change really scares them. But change is very necessary for us to make room for new experiences, new opportunities, new people in our lives, and to go forward. We can't grow if we don't get rid of the old brush first. Okay? So let's talk about what we're going to need to do this spell. The first one we're going to do is a justice spell. And there's a couple different spells that we're going to do tonight. But I want to focus on the justice one first. Now, the justice spell could be about a legal case, or it could be about a dispute with a roommate, or a dispute with a spouse, or it could be, about anything that's causing you some conflict that you just need a little bit of help to clear out the situation. Okay? The supplies that you're going to need for this is a gray candle. If you don't have a gray candle, use a black candle and a white candle. But just remember always to light the white candle first, and with snuffing them out, snuff the black one out first and then the white one last. A large gray sheet of paper, a green pen or marker, the Justice card from your tarot deck. And if you don't have a tarot deck, then just download a picture of the Justice card off the internet and print that out. A piece of amber, bloodstone, or obsidian, all three if you have them. Court case powder. Now, if you don't have that kind of powder available, I'm going to give you a list of herbs that you can actually mash up to make your own court case powder. And you can also use this for incense over charcoal. Amber resin, aspen bark. If you don't have aspen bark, birch bark will work. Glangal or Low John root, High John root, the Conqueror, and Lucky Hand root. All these will makes a wonderful court case powder. You can also use horehound, rosemary, and sage if you don't have these things available, or you can use cedar, eyebright, and marigold. Or you can take some from either one of those three mixtures to make your powder and to make your incense. Now, you always have to call your corners. Make sure that you bless the area first. You want to make sure that this area is good and cleansed, and make sure your thoughts are very, very assured on what it is that you're asking for. Okay, because we're talking about a literal house cleaning. And if you ever cleaned out a house, if you've ever cleaned out a garage, you know that it looks worse sometimes than before it did when you started on it. But in the end, their order is reestablished, and you feel lighter, you feel better. So do understand that sometimes you have to go through a little stress before you can get to the big prize, okay? All right. So once you go through this and you set everything else up on your altar as you're usually used to doing, okay, and of course if you have any questions, there's lots of material online that you can look for tonight to tell you how to set up. But as you do so, like I said, keep in mind when you're setting up your altar, when you bless your altar and all the items on it, and when you sit down and write exactly what it is that you want these gods, goddesses, or angels to help you with, then you need to make sure that you say it specifically and with power, okay? So when you mix all these together and you're ready to say whatever it is that you want the outcome to be, okay, what it is you want to have removed from your life. And again, I cannot stress enough, it needs to be very specific, okay? These are the words in which you need to use after you've called your corners, you've welcomed the gods and goddesses that you've called. With Azrael as my witness, and you can use whatever god or goddess you want, and Venus as my judge, this dispute is illuminated in my favor. Whatever dispute that is, make sure that you give the details of the issue. Wicked words against me fall only on deaf ears. The laws are in my favor. Victory and justice are mine. With this, I limit outside influence and judgment. With this, only the knowledge of truth enters. With this, I evoke common sense into all present in this matter. Truth is law, and law is truth. Justice from all sides. May all see clearly the happenings and circumstance. With utmost precision, only reality can be perceived. The scales weigh balanced, the scales weigh fair. In my favor the cogs of justice turn. As I will, so mote it be. Now, this spell is about balance. So keep in mind that lots of times we have to go to arbitration for something, whether or not it's even with a spouse or with a friend or with a past landlord issue or something to that effect, or we're going to child court for maybe getting back child support, those kinds of things. Keep in mind that we always want to do what's fair and balanced, okay? So after you do this spell, read exactly what it is that you want. What is your particular circumstance, okay? And when you do these things, you'll find we had a visitor. you'll find that you're ready to put those things in motion and let them go. Okay, so this is a good spell to do. Remember to call on those gods though, because you have to say it out loud. You can't do it in silence. You need to be bold and say it. And this is the end for this spell. Remember to thank everybody. Blessings.